Okay, people, how everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing okay. Um, I'm not a uh, I'm not this super professional person when I do this. I'm not. Um, I don't have all. I just usually just talk or bring about something that comes up inside my mind that I think about that I think needs to be reiterated, talked about, or just things that just bother me or make me think about this world that I live in. Um, I went out to eat today. Went out to lunch or dinner rather. Um, I went out to dinner, and a person in my family uh, wanted to ask me a question. He basically was saying, you know, he wanted to talk to me or we should talk or whatever. And I've never been not about talking. It's just with me and this person and the family. They tend to we just don't tend to agree on everything, and that's fine. But I am a person that has dealt with a lot of in my life disagreeable people, people that didn't want to spend time with me. Very briefly, I'll say my father. He was very much doing his own thing. Um, he had his own thing to do, and although for years I was trying to get to know him, it never was a go. And so um, it just wasn't him. I just dealt with a lot of people like that, and so I don't trip. What I call it, I don't trip, I don't flip out because it's nothing that I can tell a person when they don't want to do something. You can't make anybody do anything. Not from the heart. You can force them. Probably you can scare them. You can do a lot of crazy stuff, things that aren't that. Why would I do? For me, in my case, I just don't feel like you can't make anybody do anything. It's got to be from their heart. So anyway, I brought that up to kind of like just kind of frame somewhat of the situation sometimes that um, we're in as people. That you can say something, you can try to explain something, you can be telling the truth about something, and sometimes people don't meet you. They refuse to meet you at anywhere. They don't want to give you any type of light on the situation. It's all their point, and you can say it how many times you want to say it. It's like a Republican trying to. It's like you trying to explain to a Republican how Trump is not good for them, and they don't want to hear it, and their mind is set. You know, and you can tell them as many truths as you want to, but their 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 gauge is set on him, and so it doesn't make a difference. It's like a team. It's like when people vote for a team and they love a team, they will do whatever it takes to push forth that team, to push forth that they are the best, even if they are bull shucks, even if all the whole time they don't make any type of sense, they will keep on pushing towards that person because that's their agenda. Somebody once asked me, it was right after Obama got elected. And this was another family member. I don't know her well, but she came and she said, Eric, do you really think things are going to change? And I said, I don't think so. So she said, well, what do you mean? We finally got somebody in office, and I said, listen, a lot of the stuff that needs to be done, I always have felt, and I always still stand by. A lot of it has to do with us as the people. And I mean this all the way down across the line. If we can't operate as people that have some type of empathy for each other, some type of wanting to understand each other, and trying to wanting to change our situation as a country separated, and people that, because all of us are not separated, all of us aren't not wanting to hear the truth, not wanting to work together. But if all of us, if we continue to, especially to let the part that doesn't agree, the part that wants to be anarchy, the part that acts as if somebody owes them something or something like that, we are never going to come together, and we will always have this problem. And honestly, for me, I kind of figure that's just the way it's going to be, because through all these years of change and things that have happened in this world, some of us just can't get our head out our ass. We just can't. Um, we can't get past the bull shucks. We're forever in it because we refuse to leave it. Um, I have never seen. I think as the time goes on, we've seen it. It gets worse. It gets worse, as far as who we are as people and what we will accept. And sometimes we think we're, some things happen for the good, and then there's still bad in it. But nowadays, it seems as people don't seem to understand the bad of it. I remember Google Glasses, and I don't know how many people remember that. And I love technology. I really do. I love technology. But when we were talking about Google Glass, for me, it was always a privacy issue, and I know that's why a lot of people felt a lot of things with that. I just always felt there was a privacy issue. I have no problem with someone wanting to tape things. Personally, I mean, especially if it's not nothing that shouldn't be taped. And when I say shouldn't be taped, it's not nobody that didn't give you any consent to tape them while they were undressed, or you know even to be honest with you, even if you're in a store, if somebody has a place of business where they don't want you to tape at, I don't think that should be a thing that um, that you have to allow. If you don't want somebody in your business, and you would not like them taping, I think you probably could ask them, please could you take that outside, or whatever. Either put it up on your door, please no taping in this situation, or whatever, and don't no taping in this business, or whatever. I think that is your right. But when you have something like that and just are walking around, you're taping people. People don't know what you. It's to me, it was never good idea. I'm not gonna go all into it. You can imagine what people, might think of that whole device when it was out, when it was not. Now that it's not, but that's what I thought of it. I didn't like it for those reasons. And somebody said when it was out, I know a guy on that was in support of it, and I think he liked a lot of stuff Google did. And the one thing that he said was that we got to start trusting people, and we can't think bad of people. But and I do for the most part, but at the same time, I'm not a total idiot. I do understand that if sometimes when people have the chance to do things, even though they're not supported, they're not right, they're not regular or whatever, sometimes people will do it. And that's the situation that we're in, um, I think, in this world right now. I think that people are striving, they want something. The thing that is amazing to me is that we have come so far, but yet we still are doing the same things. And it's a shame. Um, as a country were in the last couple of years before Trump got in office. Um, we like it never evades me that racism exists, and it existed before Trump. I'm not saying that, but racism exists, and it seems to go on. But a lot of this goes on because of what people teach. When you're teaching your kids to be racist, when you're teaching them, a lot of this keeps on going, um, because that's the next generation learning the evil ways of your past that you refuse to correct, you refuse to address, and you continue to let it roll. See, it's a lot of injustices and a lot of things that go on wrong. It ain't just racism. It's social. It's not. I'm sorry. It's racism, feminism, ageism. It's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on, and we as a country, and we as the people, we could do better than this. All the time, we could do better, but we choose to reside in the place that we are. See, the people in office, and the people that are in somewhat control of things that go on, like they are supposed to be our they're supposed to be somewhat of our leaders. The people in Congress, they're supposed to be trying to work out differences and things. They're supposed to be working out for the best of us. But I thought, and I had always been taught, even in learning government, because I'm not an expert in it, definitely, but even in just learning about the government and how it works, um, when I used to have a lot of detail showed to us as students, and when it would, well, this is how the government works, and this is what's called a veto, and blah 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 blah. All that stuff, all that stuff was supposed to tell us, it was supposed, all that stuff, including in it, I always received received the information when I was being taught that, oh, this is for to help us as the people. We the people was always what it seemed to go back to. But as I have lived, I have just not seen. I feel like that we the people all the time, like it should be, and I feel it seems like everything that goes on in this world as far as money, it has been augmented over time. I can look at video of, you know of the different presidents that we've had and how they have uh, affected the world when they came into play in America. And over the course of time, it seems like all we've done is just we've just given more credit and more power to people that already have money. Um, and it's constant. It's just if it seems like that people are, the right wing of people believe that, oh, we have to get, we have to get the money, and the money will make everything all right. And then the way when I start finding out about, oh, well, certain people are giving money to make this America a certain place and a certain way, I'm just, I guess, so many thoughts are running through my mind. So I can't sit here and tell you everything that I'm thinking, because I believe all of it equates to where we're at. But I guess the main thing that I was just saying, when this lady asked me, Eric, do you think that things are going to change? And I said, not if we don't find a change within ourselves. I just was watching a video of a black young man talk about, and I don't want to make this all. It's not because it's not all about, but I'm just got to use this. It was, I was watching this video of this young black man talk about snitching, and I'm not even going to try to explain that to nobody because I don't totally understand it myself. But I don't live in the world of criminology, so maybe I'm not understanding it. I think I understand some of the way that they come off, but I don't understand. I'm not from the world of criminology, so I'm not going to be. I'm not the person that if you shoot my mother that I'm going to be like, oh yeah, that's cool, whatever. I'm not going to tell the cops nothing, whatever. I think that's bullshit. But anyway, um, because even if you try to take it into your own hands, depending on what I guess whatever way you do it, you more than likely you're not going to get away with it because a lot of people are stupid. But a lot of us don't even have that mindset to do something like that. But if you was to do something like that, you're probably going to end up in jail. So if you don't tell the cops and if you don't have some type of association with them, it may never get solved. Nothing may ever be done about it. It could go the same way the other way, even if you tell. Um, but what I'm saying is when, as I look at that situation where we talk about snitching it seems they have never changed and me, at least in the world that I come from, it seems they never have changed. And when I look at other things, not just snitching in the black community, I guess snitching in any community because they do it, stuff like that happens in everybody's community, whether they want to believe it or not. It's just that it's augmented in our reality because there's a narrative on us all the time that we're somehow, always up to something evil, always up to something wrong. So as I look at the whole situation and everything, and what I was coming back to from what I said earlier with the family member that wanted to talk to me, we need to talk. We all need to be talking to each other because as I sit up and I watch this partisan it's called partisan bullshit where you have two basically brands, and the right brand, as they say about us, have gone, and when I say us, Democratic, they have gone off the far end. um and it's not that it wasn't there before, but it's even more so there than before, whereas they are saying fear mongering stuff to scare older, unfortunately, some older white folks that may believe that, again, the narrative that I spoke of, about us as being nefarious people and always doing something wrong, and trying to scare votes from them. Well, you got to vote for this because they're gonna pull us down, black people, and so on and so on. It's not just black people. It's not just us. It's Hispanic people. It's this stupid cults and Q and all this stupid stuff that is winding so many people up to believe bullshit. And in a country, the things that I see people arguing and fussing about, nothing. We should be talking to each other. We should be learning from each other. We should be trying to find out how we can be better people towards each other. And I am amazed. I am amazed. Let me say it again. It is crazy. The people that talk about God and their religion and faith, I am amazed that they sit around and they talk about God. God is love, and I trust in people that believe in God. Do you? Do you? How can any person that is walking around with a MAGA hat, how can you say you trust in God? How can people say that they trust in God and are giving your trust to a man? Donald Trump is a man. And he's not even a good man. And y'all can't even see that. Y'all are holding on to, I know what it is. It's people want power. It's the bottom line. It's like, oh, well, if you can put us in this place, we as Christians, we need to be in this place. How are you a Christian? These people have, we've had Christians kill Indians. You slaughtered almost a whole race. We had Christian people holding us in slavery. We had no rights, killing us. And Christian people are supposed to be, the word of God says more than just it, love thy neighbor, but you don't even love your neighbor. We don't even follow that. We don't pay attention to any of that. The bottom line has been, the bottom line has been in everything of America, it seems, oh, well, we're going to take it. If we want it, we're going to take it. Why should we give you? We're not going to give you. And then a lot of it was just, it was hypocrisy to say that God told us to take it from you. We're favorite people, so we're going to take this from you now. I would think we're supposed to learn from the mistakes. The truth of the matter is that if we really wanted to be truthful, we would talk. We would if we God gave us the understanding of communication, and to be able to talk to each other. Even if we have to translate, there's people that translate. But the whole government right now, and everything about it it's a can I say it's just a shit storm. You got right wing people hollering about they want this to be this way and this way and this way, and then the Democrats act like they can't speak up, and stop some of this, and let people know, look, this is not the way to go. It doesn't make a difference, because even in doing it, people still get what they want. Because to be honest with you, I know, and we know that there's people on the left side doing wrong. There's people on the right side doing wrong. But a lot of times they're working together for bottom line for them to get their money. It's just like you have a lot of Republican people that are sitting around telling other people, don't go out here and take the vaccine, and they turn it into a political thing, as they turn everything into a political thing. And then it's always the question of, oh, if you're a real if you're a real uh nationalist, or these racist religion type things, if you're a real nationalist, if you're a person of God, they say if you're a person of God, then we need to do this. But these people are hollering at the people of God, and they've never once had God's. They never once have had have had like real godly ways about them. And the thing, like I said, I'm just amazed at how many times people holler out God's name. They holler out Jesus Christ. They holler that they're so this or that. I'm for God, and I'm for doing the right thing, and it's like, but you're walking all in the devil's avenue. You say you can't get caught up in, if you're a person of faith. And then I'm gonna end this, because I can go on and on with this. This turns into so many other things. But if you're a person of faith, people shouldn't be trying to have a bully Donald Trump go out and do whatever he has to do in order to get them into power. Because that's what it seems to me it's about. Give us the power to be able to take away other people's right to live. Give us the power to be able to set laws and things in place that will keep Black people from being able to vote, Hispanic people from being able to vote. Make our decision be overwhelming the top decision. We get to make decisions to take away other people's rights to do anything. And this is what's going around the table. This is what people are doing, belittling people, and it's just constant. The system, the way it's made, it doesn't augment the life of a person that doesn't happen to be white. It was not made for us. Clearly, you had slaves, you had other people that were all that look. We've always been under them, and I say white people under the law. Like again, we didn't have no rights at one point. And then you tell us, okay, I'm gonna let you go because we were slaves. We're gonna let you go. You didn't let us go in the right time. You let us go when you wanted to let us go. And then after you let us go, then you say, you know what, go ahead, be on your merry way. God bless you. Pull your bootstraps up, work for yourself, make something of yourself. And we had nothing. All the while, when other people came into the land, all other different nationalities and ethnic, other different ethnicities, they came in, and you helped them. You gave them money, homes, things to work it out because people got to have something in the beginning. But with us, it was, fuck you, get out, go do whatever you got to do. We don't want to deal with all this corrupt and evilness in the land. To me, it would just make sense for us to get together as people and say, you know what, we got to change this. That this government that we got that doesn't work for us, that they seem to want to work for themselves. They seem to want to be in complete control of making their own money, and the lobbyists and the people that give them money supposed to be trying to help us or help themselves with laws that they want to help change supposedly for us people, that end up they getting money from, they get loans from the government. These same politicians and people that are supposed to be helping us and say that they care for us and they want to do, these are the same people that are set up, have money, have homes, have a life. They don't have to work as hard as we have to, and they continue to make it hard for us to work as people. Now, I'm not totally against government, and I'm not totally against it. I just feel like we need to get together as people. And I've always said this, that if we don't get together as people and we don't learn to deal with the little things, because we can solve a lot of this. It is possible. We don't have to be in the situation that we're in. We don't. And I'm talking about every person. I'm talking about black, white, brown, everybody. Everybody. This whole situation, we are being played to be we're being played to be divisive, be divided against each other. We're being played to make one person look as if they're they're the best situation when they're not. We have a power struggle, people going on trying to keep the situation that we're in. That's why I think that we just need to remake this whole thing over. A lot of it, we just need to redo it. We need to work better on healthcare. We need to not be trying to take away Medicaid and Social Security. We need to be working to make it better make it better for us people, regardless of where you live at, and stop looking at color and race. That's one of the big problems. Stop looking at color and race. You will not replace us. You will not replace us. Are y'all damn fools? It's freaking ridiculous to sit around and argue about some of the things that we're arguing about as a country. Y'all, we're so stupid. We're around here arguing about ignorant shit. That if it came down to the wire, y'all talking about taking away money. I'm sorry. Y'all want to take away money from people and from working class people and citizens, and trying to take away their benefits, what they work for, and you want to make up all the entitlements. Get out of here. Entitlements, things that we work for, things that that we need in order for us to survive. And y'all are talking away those things for more war money, more this and don't get me wrong. I know the country needs to be taken care of, but come on, man, come on with that bull. We are the people. Without, what difference does it make? I just heard somebody say this, and it makes sense. What difference does it make if we have a country strapped to the T, but you're so stupid because you're dividing us and making us more against each other, so we want to fight amongst each other while we're over here fighting amongst each other? You think people ain't paying attention to this? You think the Russians and all these people ain't looking at us and being like, look at them damn fools? While they doing that, we'll sneak in there and just take their stuff. Take it all from them. Because they don't deserve it anyway. Again, I know there are racist people here. Bigots. People that are caught up so in, they want fascism. I don't know why. They want somebody that'll make it. I don't know why they feel like that that a sense of authoritarianism will change this world for the better. It won't. And if they feel like, you know, that they just they just feel like crazy. These crazy look, it's crazy because we won't get together, we won't talk, and we won't get past the foolishness. If we only would get together and stop arguing and stop trying to push your agenda on somebody and really come together to really make it better for people. And I know that's impossible because because people don't want to do that. They have a system that they've gotten in place now that it runs the country, and this is what they want to stick to because people are getting money off of this. They're getting money off of this. The bottom line with all of this, I know, is money. It's the bag. It's why we continue to keep on fighting against each other. That totally rules out everything. If people can have the power and rule and do what they want to do and continue to make the money that they want to do and live the lifestyle that they want to live, they will keep on doing it. If they have no room in and that's why it's so funny because all the Christian people and the people that holler about that they love God. When you read the Bible, when you read the part of the Bible where it doesn't. How can I say this? When you if you're a Christian, this is if we're talking Christian. If you're a Christian and you read the Bible, it's parts and it's places in the Bible where it just talks about how we should be as people and how we should act and what we should do. When you look at a lot of that, and even probably in the other religions, I don't know every single religion. I know of some of them, but it talks about how we should treat each other, how we should carry ourselves. But if it seems like people are adding a lot of crazy stuff and have always been not to it, but they do. It seems like people they carry around the Bible, they say they believe in it, but they live totally different than what they say. They don't practice it the way they preach it. And when they are called on it, the stuff is crazy. If you really try to call somebody on it, people get defensive. People don't want to, you know. I was watching something that was on YouTube where it was about Gabrielle Union, and they have a child that is transgender, and we all know what this is about. This bottom line, if we just want to get past the foolishness and watch how we said everything, the bottom line is that people don't want you to tell them how to live. And I can take that. I get that. I'm tired of them pushing it down my throat and every time. Look, I get that you might not want to be told what to do. But to have some compassion for people and empathy, I think that's different. Than people holler about, they're all on Gabrielle Union's child, Dwayne Wade's child, and they're all over it like, oh, they shouldn't have did this and they shouldn't have did this. And I guarantee you, everybody that's running their mouth, they don't know. They wouldn't know how to deal with it. They wouldn't know how to deal with it. Some of them would probably act different. Say the bottom line is that that's your child. You love your child, and I understand Gabrielle Union and Dwayne and them just doing what they got to do. That's not your child. You don't have the right to tell nobody what to do. So they have a thing. It's a thing was going on where I guess where Boosie, this rapper called Boosie Badass, I guess he has problems with what they did with what they're doing with their child. And so I guess he been saying things, and of course that's my child. I would be upset. I probably would say some shit too. So I guess like they say, well, he's gay. So he talks that they said, and so I guess she was saying that he probably is gay. He talking all this stuff like this. Now I wasn't there. I didn't see any video or whatever. I don't know what she exactly said, so I can't hold to that. But I will say this. That's the way. a lot of this stuff works. And let me be a little bit. And when I say that, and I'm talking about all the overboard, all the bullshit going on, where Republicans talk, they get something and they brand it Obamacare, evil. Oh my God, it's going to kill us. Oh, a black president. Oh my God, we can't do that. Um, all the crazy things that people say, you know, oh, our country would be better if we could get more of this. We need to be putting all our money towards, towards the military to make it better, you know, and at the same time, oh, we just take away everybody's benefits because they don't deserve them anyway. We, as as the Republican people in the office, we deserve loans. We deserve what we can get and to be forgiven of our loans because we're the elite. We're telling you how you should live your life and still fucking everything up. But debt relief? Why would we give you so nasty, so hypocritical that you file against us as the people trying to get some debt relief where we've been paying and paying and constantly paying and paying and paying and paying. And y'all have been taking advantage of that. But y'all have the right and the nerve to say, even though they forgave big loans from you guys, same people in office, to say, oh, well, you need to pay your bills. We don't, because we're in office. All of that has to do with what I'm saying. And what I get back to Boosie and them. Gabrielle, from what I understand, called him gay or whatever afterwards. If we're supposed to be uplifting, if we're supposed to be saying, you know what, it just should be a situation. I totally get it. I know people say things, hurtful things, bad things, because if someone's trying to hurt them, they're going to say those things. But in Gabrielle Union saying, oh, well, he probably just gay. It seems like that's the way it was coming off. I don't know if that's the exact way. But, oh, well, he probably is gay. If your child or friend or whoever is gay, it's not supposed to be wrong anyway, right? If we're teaching that we should allow people to be able to live the way they want to live and to be able to be free and not have people jump all over them, well, then we can't go back to them either and do the same thing and say, oh, what, try to disgrace them or make it as a shame thing to say, oh, well, Boosie's gay anyway. And I'm not saying he is. Lord have mercy, because of reason, if I'm not nobody, so it wouldn't make a big difference with me. But it's not that I'm saying that he is. I'm saying if we are saying that those people are free and that we want to support them as far as like who they are, as far as like, listen, they're who they are. You don't have to like it. Don't nobody give a fuck whether you like it or not. In my opinion, I don't give a fuck whether you like it or not. You don't have to like whether they're gay or not. But the fact of the matter is that they have the right to be who they are. So if we're pushing that, then why in the world will we come back and then holler out or say, how can you say I defend it and then take a turn around and say, well, you ain't number gay in the way you effing whatever it is, saying something bad. If we stand for it or if we love it or we support it, we can't go back on it, is what I'm saying. Why would we put it down just because we don't like a person? Because that same foundation that we're trying to set up to tell people that it's okay for them to be who they are, if your whole thing is then to come back and say, well, you ain't nothing but a gay gangster, you think you this or that, you think you that, that's putting them down. So how can we put them down and bring them up? We build. I mean, I'm just saying that's the way the world is at this point. People say one thing, do something else. They criticize each other, but then they say, "Well, I support what you criticizing," even though we don't. And then we lie. We get behind doors. We are not being honest with each other. Again, as I said, this whole platform, as far as like our everything about us needs to be changed. As far as like the legal sense of everything. We need to be changing it constantly, trying to change it constantly. And in some cases, some people are trying to do that, but everybody is not, and it's a shame because if we all work together, we can make so much more move and so many more things happen. So I know that was a lot. That's what I have to say about today or how I feel. Um, Tell somebody that you love them. And I mean that. Tell somebody that you love them. Call a friend up. Let them know, hey, look, I was thinking about you. I just wanted to let you know I love you. Sometimes all we need sometimes is somebody to just encourage us, give us some type of hope, maybe a hope that we lost. Sometimes we need a friend to just say, hey, I'm here. I was just thinking about you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that will be all a person needs. But sometimes we neglect it. We got everything else going on. Oh, I got to get the bag. I got to get the bag. We are out here worried about every other thing instead of worrying about our families because they are important. Instead of worrying about friends, instead of worrying about people that just don't have anything, people that I don't I try to not go into it anymore, but we live in a state we live I'm sorry we live in a country that is so rich. We make so much money over here. It's hand over fist companies and people are making money. It's a shame that anybody should be in the state that they're in if they're in any state where they, especially in a state of, I don't have any money, I can't eat, I'm struggling. Nobody should be living like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking on a utopia sense. I'm talking on the sense that you make too much fucking money to have people on the outside that don't have nothing to eat. We make too much fucking money to whereas we can't get simple medications because in a situation where everybody's trying to be rich and they raise prices up to get more money, when you know that it's not necessary the prices that you're raising up, it's just for you to make more money. It's just for you to have more money. It's nothing more. You want to take situations where you could help people more so, but you don't care about that because the bottom line is you got to get your money. Um, we the country that we live in, we make too much money for people to be on the street and not having anything to eat. We make too much money for that, and I think I think that if there's a Jesus or a God somewhere, that if he could come down on this earth, or if it ever comes to that place, I think that Jesus would have some real questions for a lot of people here. I think it would be, wait a minute, blah blah this that, and hold on, you can't feed them, you can't figure out a way to make that happen. I believe if you had somebody that came down, God or somebody came down to this place, and they were like, wait a minute, what the hell are you doing? Like, it would be a lot of questions that would be asked, and I'm guarantee you the main people that are hollering, oh, I believe in God, and I follow his way, I believe there would be a lot of lying. I believe people would probably run away from that. I believe that they would not want to face God, they would not want to face Jesus in any situation where they had to be truthful about their enactment in this society and what they actually do, as opposed to what supposedly a Christian person would do. And get all that other bullshit out the way. Nationalist Christian, fuck that. That's not it. White supremacy. Don't tell me about no white supremacy, God. That's bullshit. Even the scriptures that you pull up that you want to take and guard your, well, this is what white supremacy. Fuck out of here. If we don't start learning to live together, it's just going to be like this always. I don't see it changing. I don't see nothing going any different because we refuse to have empathy for other people, that we refuse to give other people the type of love and understanding and non-judgmental. You know, if we don't if we don't learn to deal with each other, it's just going to constantly be like this. But again, like I said, back to what I was saying. Tell somebody that you love them. Say hey to somebody. Have a smile on your face every now and then. It might just make somebody's day. You guys take it easy.